I still remember the day my brother turned 16 like it was yesterday. The whole house smelled of biryani and excitement. Mom had been cooking since dawn, Dad kept checking his phone every 5 minutes, and there I was, 14 years old, standing in the corner of our living room in our modest suburban house in California, trying to look happy. My name is Aisha, and for as long as I could remember, my older brother Rohan had always been the star of our family. He was the golden child. The one who got the biggest piece of mango, the latest sneakers, and all the praise. I was the quiet one. The girl who studied late into the night, helped Mom in the kitchen without being asked, and never complained when my clothes came from the sale rack while Rohan's came straight from the mall. That evening, when the doorbell rang, Dad wheeled in a shiny black motorbike right into our driveway. The engine was still warm. Rohan's eyes lit up like fireworks. He jumped on it, revved the engine, and everyone clapped and cheered. Mom hugged him tight and said, "You deserve this, beta. You've worked so hard." Dad patted his back and handed him the keys like he was handing over the keys to the kingdom. And me, I got a monthly bus pass. A plastic card in a small envelope with my name written in Mom's handwriting. For school and tuition, she said with a smile that didn't quite reach her eyes. "You know we can't afford 2 big gifts." I smiled. I always smiled, but inside, something cracked. Grandma, we called her Daddy, was sitting quietly in her favorite armchair by the window, watching everything. She didn't say much that night. She just sipped her chai and nodded. But I caught her eyes on me for a long second, and there was something in them I couldn't quite read. 2 years passed. Those 2 years felt like a lifetime. Rohan got his license, then his first job at a car dealership. He came home late, smelling of cologne and success, while I worked 2 part-time jobs after school, tutoring kids in math and folding clothes at the local department store. I saved every single dollar I earned. I studied harder than anyone in my class because I knew no one was going to hand me anything. Every time Rohan wanted something new tires for his bike, a new phone, money for weekend trips with friends, Mom and Dad found a way. "He's a boy," they'd say. "He needs these things." When I asked for new books for college or even a simple laptop upgrade, the answer was always the same: "We'll see, Aisha. Money is tight right now." Daddy watched it all. She never argued with my parents. She never raised her voice. But she started doing small things. She would slip me $20 here and there when no one was looking. She'd tell me stories late at night about her own childhood in Pakistan, how she once saved for years to buy her younger brother a bicycle while she walked to school barefoot. She never said it directly, but I could feel she was teaching me something. Then came my 18th birthday. The house was decorated the same way it had been for Rohan's big days: balloons, fairy lights, and Mom's famous kheer. But the energy felt different. Rohan was 20 now, loud and confident, showing off his new leather jacket. My parents had bought him yet another expensive gift the week before, a smartwatch. For me, they handed me a small box with a pair of silver earrings and said, "We're so proud of you, beta. You're growing up." I thanked them. My voice was steady, but my heart felt heavy. That's when Daddy stood up. She was 72 years old, but that evening she looked stronger than I had ever seen her. She walked slowly to the center of the living room, her white dupatta draped over her shoulders, and cleared her throat. Everyone went quiet. "I have something to say," she began, her voice soft but clear. "For the last 2 years, I have watched this family. I have watched how one child is given the moon while the other is told to be grateful for the stars. I stayed silent because I wanted to teach a lesson that words could never teach." She reached into the pocket of her cardigan and pulled out a small envelope. Inside were car keys. Brand new, shiny keys with the logo of a luxury sedan. "Aisha," she said, turning to me, her eyes shining with tears, "this is for you. I sold the small piece of land my father left me back home. I saved every penny I could for 2 years. No one knew, not even your parents. Today, on your 18th birthday, you are getting something no one can ever take away from you, a brand new car, fully paid, in your name. Because you, my darling, have earned it with your silence, your hard work, and your dignity." The room went completely still. Rohan's face turned pale. Mom's hand flew to her mouth. Dad looked like someone had knocked the wind out of him. I couldn't move. Tears started rolling down my cheeks before I could stop them. Daddy walked over, took my hand, and placed the keys in my palm. They felt warm. They felt like justice. That night, for the first time in my life, my parents looked at me differently. Rohan sat quietly in the corner, staring at the floor. And Daddy, she just smiled that small, knowing smile of hers and whispered in my ear, sometimes the quiet ones change everything, Beta. Never forget that. I drove my new car out of the driveway the next morning with the windows down and the radio playing loud. The wind felt like freedom. And for the first time, I wasn't smiling to hide the pain. I was smiling because I finally understood what real love looked like, not loud and flashy, but patient, silent, and fiercely protective. My grandma didn't just give me a car that day. She gave me back my worth. And that is a gift no motorbike, no bus ticket, and no amount of favoritism could ever replace.